here at Ivanhoe'S Club in Huddersfield on Christmas Day 1977. But it was quite weird really, because it wasn't so much an anarchic punk gig as a great Christmas Day party with jelly, ice cream and cake put on by the Sex Pistols in aid of the children of striking firemen.
This is one of 6 Green Goddess fire engines which has been taken out of mothballs to deal with fires and other emergencies. Each Goddess is crewed by a team of 12...
With West Yorkshire's fire service on strike, the Green Goddesses were called upon to answer emergency calls. It seemed to strike a chord with the band who themselves had become outcasts.
Well, people are sick everywhere. People are sick and fed up with this country, telling them what to do.
How do you react to the reputation that your group is the most revolting in the country?
Look, our group is creating a generation gap for the first time in 5 years in this country, and a lot of people are feeling genuinely threatened by it. If the kids want to buy the record, it's called Anarchy in the UK, it's out in the shops, they can make their own decisions. And their mothers, they can ask them to equally make their decision about it.
But the Sex Pistols did play at Ivanhoe'S, which shut down some years ago. The organiser, Bill Wright, received a phone call from the band's record company.
The call came through there from Memphis and said, someone wants to talk to you about the Sex Pistols. I thought they were joking. And anyway, the agent came on the line and he said, what do you think? Would you like to present them in Huddersfield? I said, yes, I certainly would. I'll go for that. And we did a deal more or less within 5 or 10 minutes.
The party was attended by firemen's children from toddlers up to teens, whose Christmas would otherwise have been bleak. It was a day of contrasts. 1 minute boogieing to the Wombles and Boney M's Daddy Cool, and the next pogo into the punk rock of the Pistols, but without a punk in sight. And it's a day that Craig Mallinson will never forget. He's since followed in his dad's footsteps and become a firefighter. But 22 years ago, Craig, his brother Dean and his sister Lindsay were simply enjoying a party.
I'd just gone 14, so with the firemen on strike, we weren't going to get any Christmas presents because they weren't getting paid. So I think that's why the Sex Pistols says we'll do it on Christmas Day, give them loads of presents and that type of thing, you know.
We've got some terrific prizes for you today. We've got some albums, singles, skateboards to give away.
I don't think I got any Christmas presents that year, but I won a dancing competition at the Sex Pistol concert and won a skateboard, you know.
Did you?
Nice yellow skateboard with red wheels, and that's all I got for Christmas.
There was food everywhere. They put loads of food on. There were buckets full of badges and T-shirts and neckerchiefs, and you just helped yourself. So really, you just walked around and picked up what you wanted, ate what you wanted, and generally did anything. It was outrageous, really good.
And no parents allowed?
No. You can see a few adults around, but I don't think they were. I think they were there more for the toddlers.
Mm. So it must have been a great Christmas day for you,
haven't you? Yeah, it's one I'll always remember. I mean, I've seen the Sex Pistols.
It were brilliant. Best Christmas day I've ever had. Yeah, really.
Because you must have thought during that year, I mean, your dad's on strike, he's been on strike for a long time, that you would have a pretty miserable Christmas.
Hmm. And if I remember rightly, it wasn't a planned thing. We weren't... we didn't know it was going to happen, I don't think. Yeah. You know, if I remember rightly, it was just a one-off thing, that a case of you going and that's it. I thought they were brilliant. Really good.
Yeah, and it changed my opinion of the punk as well. Because I didn't like it before. But when I saw how they were just normal people. And, yeah, I liked it after that.
Let's have a big cheer for the Sex Pistols. Come on, let's hear it. Because they have given you your Christmas party.
This footage of the party was captured by filmmaker Julian Temple.
They employed me as a kind of archivist, and I would just follow them around when anything interesting looked like brewing, which it often did. But one thing that I think everyone remembers very strongly from Huddersfield was that was a wonderful kind of moment where they were very together again. It was like the calm before the last storm, you know, which blew them away in America. But they did on that day seem to get on really well. I don't know whether that was the atmosphere created by the kids in the afternoon
particularly John Lydon, Johnny Rotten. He was a key part of that, and the soft side of his nature really shone through brightly that afternoon. He took it right on board from the moment that he kind of cut a great big chunk out of the cake with all the children gathered round, and with his witchery eyes he sort of handed it over, and they all were gleefully looking at him. I think in the end they splodged everybody, and he entered into the spirit of it.
Johnny Rotten was brilliant. I mean, he was spending a lot of time with the kids, especially the younger ones as well, and he just seemed to get on really well with them, gel with them. Sid Vicious was a little aloof. He stayed out of the way, but just on one occasion I think he came down. But it was more Johnny Rotten. Johnny Rotten was good. But then he looked round for something and he said, "Who's the youngest?" So a little girl about 18 months went across, said, "I've got a present for you." Went back on stage, brought one of the strawberry things down he used for the ice cream and gave it to her to pour on his head. And she looked at her dad as if to say, "Nah, nah." And he went, "Yeah." So she squirted it all in his hair. And for that she got the gold disc from the album.
So he brought down the original gold disc?
The gold disc from the album at the time and gave it to her.
So somewhere in Yorkshire then?
There's a 27 or 28-year-old girl sitting on a fortune.
Johnny Rotten, just before he joined the Sex Pistols, was a play school leader. He used to work with young kids in his own inimitable way, with his green hair and all the rest of it. He got fired for the way he looked, but he did get on very well with young kids.
I remember quite a bit of the day, everything going on, and when we came out at the end, there were all punk rockers queuing up outside, and they must have thought, what are all these kids walking out here in normal clothes, from 5-year-old up to 15-year-old type of thing.
Yeah. And this is what the punks had come to see that Christmas Day evening. After an afternoon spent clowning around with the kids, the band gave a gig for their regular audience. And sadly, No Future was a prophetic chorus. The Sex Pistols flew off to America the next day and played a handful of gigs before splitting up, giving the Huddersfield Christmas party a unique place in rock history.
They had a lot of sympathy for those people, and I think it was a very genuine thing. It wasn't a gimmick, because there was no press or anything about it. It was something they just wanted to do.
It's great now going round Halifax, Bradford and seeing all punk rockers about and thinking, I've seen the Sex Pistols, you haven't, that type of thing.
Fantastic afternoon, very fulfilling in every way, to see what was probably the most anarchist band in Britain, with children of that age, all entering into the spirit of it, having a gorgeous time.